How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We have to talk about Ark Invest selling Palantir here today. And Palantir's down 5% because of it. So we're going to talk about it right off the bat. I'm not fear-mongering. I don't think this is a big deal. And I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to explain what they're doing with some of their cash. Now, of course, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, I appreciate that. Also, if you guys want, Webull changed their promotion, so you only have to put $5 in, $5 or more, and you get 2 free stocks. So if you guys want to check out that link, it's below the video, along with the link down there to Patreon. I just discounted it a little bit, and it's the beginning of the month, so it's the best bang for the buck there if you want to see what I'm buying every single day and get market updates. So let's take a look at Palantir. It's down 6% today, and it's just been continuously falling down. I think that's because there's a lot of fear about Cathie Wood selling 700,000 shares of Palantir. I mean, that sounds scary, especially at $25 a share, right? That sounds like a lot of money. So let's take a look at it. So they sold about $4.7 million in one of their portfolios and about $19 million in another. Now, this is not very much of their portfolio. I mean, take a look at the weighting here. It went from 2.4% of this portfolio to 2.38% of Ark K. Then went from 2.28% down to 1.98%. So here it did change about 0.3%. But you can see that this is a small percentage of their overall holdings in Palantir. Now, if we look, you can see that's still 19th over here in Ark W. Then in Ark K, let's take a look at it here. It is still, if we pull it up here, 15th. So this is no joke. $600 million in Palantir is a lot of money. I mean, sure, there are some other ones with more money. We have Teladoc, that's one of the top holdings in Ark K. And that one has just been continuously hit. But Palantir is still a large position, right? $600 million is not small by any means. So I think it's kind of interesting. If we look at when they were really buying this, we can actually watch here Jim Cramer talk about this when they started buying Palantir heavy. So let's take a look at this video. I'll play it for you, and then we can talk about what he says here.
What I don't understand is why you would do such concentrated buying at one level. I mean, that's just not, you know, she's the greatest investor of our time. Isolated Tesla's got a lot of really good growth stocks. One day those will come back. But it's almost like obsession to just keep buying Palantir. And again, I'm reluctant to criticize the best of our time, but it's not what I would do. But
so kind of interesting there. This is Jim Cramer talking about how she's obsessed with Palantir, right? She keeps on buying it. This is from March 5. So let's take a look at Ark K, the portfolio where they hold the most Palantir, and take a look at what they were doing around this time. So again, we're looking March 5 here, back here. They had about $245 million in Palantir. So a lot of money. But since then, they've over doubled their position. And at this point, they were doing $60 million a week, $60 million a week, $135 million a week. And those were the 3 weeks that they bought. They started buying on 2/18. So obviously, they had been doing some research before then, but they waited until 2/18. So it was way after these spikes here at $39 and then back up to $38. And it was over here, $25 a share. So they've actually been buying the whole time in here, which is awesome. I mean, they didn't get stuck holding the bag here down 50% or anything. So they start buying here. The problem is whenever they buy, it jumps up a lot. So the day after they bought, it went up 15%. Most likely on the fact that they were buying, right? Back then, if Ark Invest took a large position, everyone started buying afterwards. So then around March 5 is when they were complaining about it, how it was totally too much of their portfolio. And then after that, it went up to about $27 a share. And then they kept on buying. And then the last couple of days, they've sold off a little bit. I mean, heck, they've been buying a lot in these dips. If we look here, let's look around May 13 to see how much they were buying at that point, because they put more money in it. They need cash sitting around for when there are dips. So around May 13, they bought $100 million that week. So they're just like us. They can't waste time at right, but they need cash sitting around to be able to throw at dips in different stocks. So maybe they went a little bit heavier than they wanted to keep long term just because they were such a deal for it at that time. I mean, they bought 100 million, and then since then they've just been decreasing. Like I said, they probably put over what they wanted to in the overall weight because it went up to 2.5%. Since then, they've slowly been trimming a little bit. So now it's 2.38. Now, this is not a large amount any day. I think they're pretty responsible. They don't want to freak out the market by selling, 100 million of their portfolio, but 20 million, I don't think that's too much. If we look here, it probably follows a similar trend. Now, again, the thing that's interesting here is that when they buy too much, they get flack. When they sell a little bit, they get flack. It's just kind of interesting because no matter what Cathie Wood does with whatever stock, because they love buying the dips on stocks that they have high conviction in, they get flack for it. They get raked over the coals a little bit. So obviously they are some of the best investors of all time. The fact that they're trimming a little bit doesn't worry me. Again, they're not selling off their entire position. They haven't really commented on it too much. Now, one thing that they have been doing is they did buy a decent amount of Path. So they sold, $20 million worth of Palantir. Path was our largest buy yesterday. So Unipath, I haven't looked into them very deeply, but they've been doing this for a few days. So they had raised their stake in this company to 670 million. Now is as of last week. And now they bought another 38 million, increasing their position about 9% as on this, they say. So the numbers might not work out exactly right there because that makes me believe that they have about 400 million here, but that might just be in that one portfolio. So it's kind of interesting. I'm not too worried about it. I am not sitting here worrying about Palantir and whether I should sell off or anything. If you are sitting there wondering if you should sell off, you should probably, consider yourself more of a trader than like a long-term investor at that point, because honestly, it's great when Cathie Wood buys a stock, but it's not the be-all and end-all, right? They're not getting every single great stock out there, and they're not taking advantage of every single opportunity out there. They're trying just like the rest of us, but you can't put all your weight in one investor. And, Palantir being sold, to me, is fine. I mean, take a look at what they've done since their bottoms, and this is just the one day, right? You can find a lower price if you go intraday on this. They're up 35%, and they were up 50% for a little while. And I haven't been buying because I got a great deal here, right around the bottom here, and I think I doubled my position. I'm totally fine just sitting, waiting for it to come down a little bit. If it doesn't come down, that's fine. If you want to add more to the long-term position, saying, hey, this is going to be a $100 billion company here in the next couple of years, then great. I think it's more of a long-term play, though. I think it's multi-year, and I think there will be opportunities to buy, which I am fine with. I'm fine if it comes down because I don't need this money anytime soon. I'm a long-term investor in Palantir. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Again, thank you for hitting the like button. It does help out the channel. Also, there is a link down there to Webull. Again, you just have to put $5 on the platform. Then you get up to $2,300. Now, whether you get $2,300 or $30, I don't know. It's definitely a lottery system, but it does help out the channel. So don't think it goes unnoticed. I definitely appreciate when people do that and put in a couple dollars on their platform. If you've signed up and haven't put the money in, definitely put a couple dollars in because, again, you can get some free stocks super easy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.